Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 848th battle that I've put onto our YouTube channel. And what a battle I've got for you today. Now this is another battle of disadvantages, but this is part 6. I know battles on this map are very popular for people to look at. So as I say, this is the Alpine Valley map, and as I say, those of you that watch our battles regularly will know that Team 1 has got a massive disadvantage on this map. As you can see our team are a lot lower than the enemy team there, and we've got to climb up to get to the top, whereas the enemy team that could just walk forward and grab the top of the hill. Okay, so as I say, very disadvantaged for Team 1, but we've made it even more of a disadvantage because you might notice that there's only 3 of us in our team. This is a 3v4 battle, and here you can see the other team 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 3v4. We're Team 1 with all the disadvantages that brings, and as I say, it's a 3v4. But remember that each team has got 120,000 between them, so the enemy team have got 30,000 each to make their armies with. Okay, they've got 30,000 each, and we've got 120,000 between the 3 of us, so we've got 40,000 each. So we get extra money for extra upgrades, but they get an extra whole army. Okay, so that's the deal with the 3v4. As I say, we get the extra money there, so it's quality against quantity in this battle. Okay, so as I say, we get 40k each to upgrade our armies there, and they get an extra whole army there. So as I say, it really is a quality against quantity battle. Okay, our first teammate is someone who's called himself Chimrazig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 6 archers, 2 peasants, and 8 cavalry. Now remember, for barbarian invasion, the rules are 8 cavalry, 2 horse archers, 2 berserkers max. Okay, no artillery or elephants. Okay, that's the rules for barbarian invasion. So Scorpion King, as I say, he's got 8 cavalry. If you have a look here, these are his cataphracts. Okay, now can you see they've got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Just look how well armored they are. Now get ready for this. Okay, with 8 upgrades, these guys have got, get ready, 37 defense. Okay, so these cataphracts have got a massive 37 defense. Okay, so you know, when you put them into battle, and their secondary weapon is a heavy sword. They haven't got an effective against armor weapon, but they've got a heavy sword. Okay, and then you've got the archers here. Now if you notice here, if you count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fully upgraded desert archers there. Well, of course, if they were fighting in the desert, they would get a desert bonus here, but if you look, you see that they are not wearing any armor, so their defense is not great, but they are long-range archers, and he's fully upgraded them, so he's going to get the most out of them here. Okay, but if you notice, no infantry. Okay, he's got a couple of peasant units there, which he uses in front of his army, like to kind of soak up enemy missiles. As long as they stand their ground, they'll soak up enemy missiles as good as any other unit there. But as I say, no Sassanid infantry there. Okay, I just want to show you a couple more of his cavalry units here. Now these are the Clibanarii Immortals. Okay, and if you notice, count the upgrades, fully upgraded Clibanarii Immortals. Right now they are horse archers. You'll see them carrying their bows, but when you auto attack them, they use effective against armor maces. They've got 2 hit points and absolute excellent specifications. Okay, pound for pound, you might think that these could be some of the best cavalry in the game, as you will see later on in the battle. Okay, so there you are, there's Scorpion King's army, but as I say, no infantry in that army. Could that be a mistake? Well, we just have to see. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Mars. Now Mars has got 10 infantry, 4 archers, and 6 Equiti Clibanarii. Okay, so that's his army there. If you have a close look, there you are. You'll see that all the Comitatensis there units are all Eagle units. Okay, so the Comitatensis units are 122 men units, and they're all Eagle units. So just think of all the morale going on there. Remember, every Eagle unit is a morale boosting unit, and his entire infantry are all Comitatensis, are all Eagle units there. And he's got the Eastern archers there. If you notice there, they wear chainmail. They've got good defense. They're long-range archers and are really good archers as well. Elite, in the elite bracket of archers there. And you have a look at his cavalry, and you'll see, as I say, he's got the Equitai Clibanarii cavalry with their effective against armor maces there that look suspiciously like rolling pins. But pound for pound, these cavalry are reckoned to be the best in the game. That's what most players think there. The Equitai Clibanarii are. So it'll be interesting to see how well Mars uses those during the course of the battle. And my army over here, as the last teammate there, now I've got 12 comitatenses and 6 cavalry. Okay, so all my army are eagle units, all my infantry are eagle units, so they're each giving morale to each other there. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have RTW player Fesen. You just remember that Fesen here is a new player to both Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion. And he's still learning the game, but he really enjoys both of the games there. And Fesen has got 9 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Quick look at his infantry there. And there you are. You can see there, if you look at the swords that the infantry carry there, you'll see that those swords are curved at the end. So those swords are more for slashing rather than cutting there, rather than stabbing there. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's got 7 upgrades on his infantry there. So that's an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And then we move on to the elite archers. Now the Goth Raider archers are probably the best archers in the game. They're long range, they got really great defense, and I think most players do agree that the Goth Raiders are the best archers in the game. Then we move on to his cavalry here. The Goth Noble Warriors there, and I think he's got 7 upgrades on them as well. These are what probably mediocre cavalry there. So that's nice to see Fesen's army. Be interested to see how well he uses it. Now here we've got Brotherhood member Mantu. Now Mantu, get ready for this, has got 19 cavalry and 1 archer unit. Now the Berber faction is rated to be the worst faction, the weakest faction on Barbarian Invasion. So for that reason we don't have any rules for the Berbers. He can bring whatever he likes. And these Berber Lancers here, he has fully upgraded. If you count the upgrades there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack to these Berber Lancers. You'll see they're only light cavalry, but he's got 19 of them. So, I mean, that's some kind of cavalry there, isn't it? I mean, oh my gosh. Imagine the cavalry downhill bonuses that he could get. And there's the archers there. Can you see they're desert archers? Of course, if this was fought on a desert map, they would be getting a bonus. But as it's not, there's no bonus for them there. So, as I say, Berber faction thought to be the weakest faction on Barbarian Invasion. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Antiope. Now Antiope has got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry there. And if you have a close look, you'll see that most of Antiope's army are Plumbartarii. Now the Plumbartarii throw effective against armor metal darts, and they've got loads of ammunition, and they can be absolutely devastating with the firepower they can bring to the battlefield there. I see Antiope just got 1 eagle unit in the army there, so that'd be giving morale boost to the army. And let's see what kind of cavalry Antiope has bought. And Antiope has bought the Scoli Palatina cavalry. There's a close-up of them if you've never seen them before. They're tough cavalry there, and it'll be interesting to see how well Antiope uses those during the course of the battle. So that's a pretty good solid Roman army there. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Vicox. Now Vicox has got 8 infantry, 4 archers and 8 cavalry. Remember, 8 cavalry max allowed in Barbarian Invasion, and he just got gold shield, gold attack on them. And he's also got the Scole Palatina cavalry. He's got the Eastern archers there, as we've talked about earlier, really elite archers there. They got long range. They wear those chainmail suits there, so they got good defense as well. But he's only got 8 infantry. Is that enough infantry? And I noticed that most of his infantry are Plumbartarii, so he's got all those metal effective against armor metal darts to throw at us there. So there's the enemy team. Okay, as I say, if you notice there's 4 of them, okay, and just 3 of us. Okay, so it's a 4v3, and of course team 1, the team that I'm in, we've got all the disadvantages of this map as well. Okay, but we have got extra money to put upgrades on our troops. So as I said earlier, this is a real quality against quantity battle, but we've got all the disadvantages. Okay, this very, very early stage of the battle, I just want to give you a heads up on the team plan here. Both Mars and Scorpion King want to get their armies over to our left flank where my army is over there. Okay, so you'll see here that Scorpion King is trying to get over there. Of course, we don't want to do suicide attacks up steep hills like this. I mean, just look at how steep that hill is and the downhill advantages that the enemy would have. So if you notice here, can you see that Scorpion King's put 2 of his peasants there, and I think that's to try and distract the enemy team from charging down the hill and hitting his moving infantry, his moving army there. I think that's why he's put his peasants there, to distract the enemy. If you notice, here's a good team move by Mars. He's moved a couple of his cavalry over there to escort, to help and escort Scorpion King's army over to the left flank there. Okay, this is a nice teamwork move there by Mars, loaning 2 of his cavalry. But as I say, I'm pretty sure Scorpion King here has put these 2 peasant units as distraction units there, just to get the enemy to go for the peasants and maybe not charge down onto his moving army. Over here you'll see his 2 Clibanarii Immortals here. As I say, these cavalry fully upgraded there, 2 hit points, excellent specifications, and they start shooting arrows into this enemy cavalry unit there. I think Fesen may well want to move that cavalry unit away. But over here you'll see Mantu has taken out those 2 peasant units there, but they've done their job. Can you see that most of the Sassanids now are moving well over to the left flank? And as I say, nice bit of teamwork there by Mars' cavalry units there, just helping and escorting Scorpion King's archers over to the left flank. As I say, remember, Scorpion King's got no infantry. Okay, so here you'll see that I've managed to get up onto this flank here, and I'll set a defensive formation up for my allies to be able to move in behind me. There you'll see that Mars is nearly there, and as I say, our Sassanid ally Scorpion King's pretty well nearly over there at this time. Okay, now as I say here, Scorpion King's going to be a real nuisance with these 2 Clibanarii Immortal units there. As I say, anybody goes for them in a hand-to-hand battle, they just auto-attack and they use their effective against armor maces. So they are really tough cavalry there. Okay, so whether Fesen's going to take them on, I don't know. I think probably his archers are in range of them there. But those Clibanarii Immortals, especially fully upgraded, they probably won't suffer any casualties, even from these elite archers. That's the high specifications that these immortal Clibanarii have got. Clibanarii Immortals have got. Let's pause the game for a second. So there you are. You can see there that they're shooting arrows into those Goth Raider archers there, but they won't suffer any casualties just for their high specifications and the upgrades that they've got on them. As I say, over here you'll see there, can you see Scorpion King's put a line of his cataphracts there to allow his archers to get over to the left flank, and you'll see Mars is moving his cavalry over as well, and there you are, you can see Scorpion King's archers are nearly over onto that left flank. As I say, a nice good escorting role there from Mars and Scorpion King with his cavalry there. So as I say, you can see I've set up a defensive formation, and you can see Mars has got his infantry up there as well, and we're just waiting for Scorpion King now to get into this position here. Okay, so as I say, we didn't want to do any suicide attacks uphill, up so steep hills or anything like that. We've learnt on this map not to do that, because as you can see, the downhill advantages that the enemy team have got would be so massive, their downhill charges would be so massive, it would just be suicide attacking up those steep hills there. Okay, you can see the Goth army there of Fesen moving down towards his allies, but over here you'll see that Mantu is now using his 19 cavalry units to attack these 2 Clibanarii Immortals here. Okay, just look at all that cavalry there. Now don't forget, those Clibanarii Immortals will be shooting in to those Berber cavalry as they're moving away from them. They've got that ability to turn in the saddle and shoot arrows into the chasing enemy units there. Okay, but look at that, 19 Berber cavalry units there against 2 Equitai Clibanarii immortals there. Oh my gosh, just look at that, they nearly caught them. I think they've caught them there. Scorpion King needs to keep moving those immortals away, because just look at the sheer number of enemy Berber cavalry there. And if you notice, they've got the downhill charge bonus as well. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can see Mantu really wants to take those 2 immortal units out there, can't you? Right, okay, can you see what Mantu has done now? Okay, just to show you there, he split his cavalry in 2. Okay, so there you can see that, what's that going to be, about 8 or 9 cavalry units are going to attack each of those immortal units there. So it'll be interesting to see how those immortal units do, bearing in mind they're fully upgraded and the great specifications they've got anyway. As I say, over here on our left flank, you'll see that we're pretty settled now. We've got, both myself and Mars have got our infantry set up. You can see that Scorpion King's archers are over here, and we've got the Sassanid cavalry and all our cavalry set up there. So that's good news for us. We've managed to get to the left flank without being intercepted by any enemy troops. So that's good job there. They outnumber us with archers here. Of course, the elite archers there. There's the Eastern archers there of Rome. Very, very elite archers there. They'll be shooting into us as well at this stage of the battle. And as I say, you can see Mars has got some of his Eastern archers out there as well, which he'll be replying to them. But if you notice there, they're on higher ground, so their archers will go further, their arrows will go further and do more damage to our troops. But meanwhile, over here, the immortal units are trying to get away from those Berber units there. But I think those Berber units, bearing in mind they're light cavalry, they're light lancers there, they're fast. So it wouldn't surprise me if they intercepted the immortal units there. Okay, just look at the downhill charge bonus those Berbers have got. Oh my gosh, nearly caught that immortal unit in there. Oh my gosh, nearly caught him. That's so close. But over here you'll see, oh my gosh. Right, so Scorpion King has decided to fight. He's turned his immortals back there. Now, can you see, if you notice their hands there, can you see they're using their effective against armor maces now? Can you see that? If you notice they're using their effective against armor maces, but those light lancers aren't wearing armor, if you notice. So the effective against armor bonus will not be being used, because obviously they're not fighting armored units, so they're just using those maces as ordinary weapons. But just look how that immortal unit's been inundated by sheer numbers and the downhill charge bonus. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Those immortals are fighting so well. Look, as I say, fully upgraded. They got 2 hit points, excellent specifications. I'm waiting to see one of these units glow like they're going to get a battlefield promotion. But as I say, just look at the numbers of those Berber lancers closing in on them. And look, just absolutely inundated there with sheer numbers. And I say, with the downhill charge bonus as well. Oh my gosh, just look at that. That immortal unit looks to me like it's just about to be killed there. It wouldn't surprise me if it fought to the last man. If it fought to the last man and it won't rout and leave the battlefield. There you are. That immortal unit has just fought to the last man there. And if you notice here, can you see that the Berber lancers, if you look closely, are celebrating? If you read the writing there, can you see, if you read the writing, it says celebrating. Can you see they're celebrating that they've taken out that immortal unit? If you look at their faces, can you see they even got a slight smile on their faces where they're celebrating? They're taking out that immortal unit there. So well done to the Berbers there. I think that immortal unit fought really well there and held for quite a long time. Meanwhile, over here, this poor old Sassanid immortal unit here is being surrounded and, as I say, swamped, literally swamped by enemy numbers there. Look. Oh my gosh. And I think that unit's probably not going to rout. They're being killed to the last man as well. Look. They're going to fight down to the last man. The last man's just been taken down as well. Oh my gosh. Let's see if they're going to be celebrating. Let's have a close look and see. Yeah, there you go. You can see the Berbers are celebrating that as well. That they've just taken out that unit. They're celebrating. So they're all happy. Their morale will be higher now that they've taken out those units. Now all that cavalry is freed up, unfortunately from our point of view, now to come over and join their allies. All that cavalry. Oh my gosh. Come over to join their allies now. So that's bad news for us. But I think we've set up in the best place that we can set up on this map, to be honest with you. As I say, trying to attack up the steep hills on this map is basically suicide, really. So we've got to try and set up and be defensive. And bearing in mind, as I say, as you can see, this is a 3v4. We need to be quite defensive. Just look at the missiles going in there. Okay, so these are these plumbarti. Okay, they're effective against armored darts. And the Romans used to use them really effectively back in the day. And on this game, they can be absolutely devastating. Okay, and the plumbarti that throw these plumbarti have got loads and loads of these effective against metal armored darts. So make no mistake there, we will be suffering a lot of casualties there. You can see Vicox running his infantry forward there. Probably wants to run forward so he can do more damage at close range. But can you see my troops are throwing pilers into those plumbarti units, okay? So, as I say, we've looked at those darts there, those effective against armoured darts. And if you notice there, if I pause the game for a second there, you can see that what my troops are throwing in my combative tenses, look, they throw pilers, in which we're more used to, aren't we? You know, on Rome Total War, we're used to seeing pilers. Well, my combative tenses throw pilers there, where the plumbarti, as I say, throw those effective against armoured darts there, which you can see. But you can see that there's a massive load of missiles being exchanged by both teams there. So as I say, there's going to be a lot of casualties there to the forward units of both teams there, just from the sheer volume of missiles. And as I say, those plumbarti, those effective against armor metal darts, the plumbarti have got loads of those. And as I say, on this game, they can be absolutely devastating. Units literally melt in front of them, if you like, with the firepower that they've got. And here comes Antiope here with the red Roman army. Moving forward again, probably wants to get close, to do more damage with missiles there. So, as I say, make no mistake here, this is going to be a tough battle here. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second. So, as I say, now you'll see that all those lancers are moving over. I just want to have a look at where those immortals fought. As you can see there, you can see the immortals cavalry dead there, but look how many enemy cavalry they killed in that fight. I mean, I think they did extremely well there, bearing in mind the numbers and the downhill bonuses that those Berbers would have got there. I mean, look at that. I mean, those, as I say, those immortals, I think, really gave a good account for themselves there against those Berber cavalry. So well done to the immortals there. They did really well. And as I say, here you can see now the victorious enemy cavalry are moving back over to their allies. Bearing in mind they've just celebrated a victory, their morale will be high. Yes, they might be exhausted there, which will lower their morale, but hopefully, for their point of view, if they rest when they get over to the other flank, they can then be used effectively once they get that exhausted fitness away, you know, and getting down to warmed up there. But as I say, a lot of missile exchanging going on between the two armies there. If I remember correctly, I think Mars was quite aggressive in this battle, if I remember correctly, and I think, as we will see a bit later on there, but I'm just amazed at the missiles as well. I remember that the enemy team outnumber us with archers as well. And those archers are on the higher ground. Their arrows, as I say, will go further and do more damage there. Now, if you notice, both Vicox and Antiope moved forward, threw their missiles into our troops, and now have moved back up the hill a little bit there. Did you notice that? They moved closer for more damage with their missiles onto us there. But you can just see there, Mantu's cavalry's just arrived, and look at the downhill charge bonus he will have if he charges downhill. Here you can see Vicox's cavalry. As I say, remember, on Barbarian Invasion we're allowed 8 cavalry max, And as I say, you can see Vicox got his 8 cavalry in wedge formation for more penetration, more impact there for a downhill charge. But as I say, here you can see Mars has put an infantry unit out in a straight line there. That's an old school, old-fashioned thing that players used to do there, and that one unit attracts a lot of missile fire there, but the other units behind it don't suffer so many casualties. As I say, that's an old school battle formation there with that one sticking out. Over here you'll see the fully upgraded Sassanid desert cavalry there shooting uphill. Can you see that? They're shooting their arrows uphill, so their arrows will go less further and do less damage, and the enemy archers up on top of the hills, arrows will go further and do more damage to poor old Scorpion King's archers there. But as I say, you can see Mars move forward here, being very aggressive. See, on this part of the battlefield here, does it look quite even to you? So like I say, this is a good place for us to form up here. As I say, it's still missiles being exchanged there by both teams there. But as I say, Mars being very aggressive there, the way he's moved forward towards Antiope. You can notice there Antiope has opened up units there into open order to suffer less casualties from missiles, as we've talked about before there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. As I say, if I remember correctly, Mars was in a very attacking, aggressive mood here. And as I say, just look at their archers. Remember those Goth Raider archers there are thought to be the best archers in the game, and these Roman Eastern archers are really elite archers too. So, and they're on the higher ground, so their arrows will be doing more damage to us. Right, can you see at this stage of the battle, Mars has moved forward. As I say, I remember in this battle he seemed to be very aggressive here. Now he's moved forward against Antiope's army there, and the forward units of both armies are going to start fighting now. I would guess that most of the missiles from both armies have been thrown. I would have thought by this stage. What worried me at the time, I remember with all that cavalry and infantry, they may well swing round the flank of Mars, so I need to reposition my army there to protect Mars's flank from a possible counter-attack, if you like, there from the enemy troops. Okay, so if you notice here, I'm moving my infantry, as I say, repositioning my infantry there to cover Mars's flank if he wants to be even more aggressive and attack Antiope. There you are. Oh, you can see there are still missiles being thrown in from both sides there. I thought most of the missiles might have been thrown by now, but as you can see, there are still a lot of missiles being thrown in from both teams there. I say a bit of a scrap here, a bit of skirmishing, if you like, there between the forward units of the battle formations there of Antiope and Mars. There, as you can see. But as I say, Mars, I think, was quite aggressive in this battle. We just have to wait and see if he's going to attack there. As I say, you can see I've repositioned my infantry there just in case the enemy do try and come round Mars's flank there. And we've got our cavalry locked and loaded. You've got Mars's cavalry ready to go. You've got the Sassanid cavalry, remember, with their 37 defense. And then I got my cavalry, my elite cavalry, ready to throw in as well. So make no mistake here, when we if we attack, we're going to go flat out. But will we be able to do anything there? 3 against 4 here, remember. Nice cavalry hit here by Mars. Look, bang, as he smashes in there. Oh my gosh, look at the Sassanid cavalry of Scorpion Kings. Look at that Sassanid cavalry. Wedge formation for more penetration, more impact, more damage. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes in there. Look at the penetration of those Sassanid cataphracts with that downhill charge bonus they've just got. Look at the penetration there. Oh my gosh, remember those Sassanid cataphracts have got 37 defense. Oh my gosh, look how it's penetrated into Antiope's infantry there. If you notice there, you can see Scorpion King is alt-attacked and is now using his heavy swords against those red Roman troops of Antiope there. Okay? Oh my gosh, that's a massive cavalry charge. Now you can see Antiope got that cavalry there ready to counter-attack. I noticed Vicox has moved his cavalry over as well. There you can see. So whether they're going to counter-attack into Scorpion King's cataphracts, we just have to wait and see. But as I say, those Sassanid cataphracts, 37 defense. And just look at all that Berber cavalry on the high ground. If it charges down, it's going to get a massive downhill charge bonus there. Oh my gosh, that could sweep us away there, couldn't it? If all their cavalry charged at once, could that just sweep us away? Maybe. But as I say, that's a great cavalry hit there by Scorpion King. Very aggressive, very attacking there with those cataphracts. Nice hit there. Right, you can see Vicox's cavalry coming in. You can see Antiope's cavalry charging. They're both charging together. But if you notice, Scorpion King's pulled his cavalry back just in the right time there, and just to attract the enemy attack. And now it wouldn't surprise me if Scorpion King and Mars counter-attack with their cavalry. Right, can you see both Mars and Scorpion King are attacking there? Combination cavalry attack there, and bang, as they smash in to the red cavalry of Antiope there. Look at that. You've got Mars's cavalry and Scorpion King's cavalry there counter-attacking into Antiope's cavalry. And you can see my cavalry there coming down the hill. I'm going to get a downhill charge bonus, I'm hoping there, and I'm going to smash in to that red Roman army there. Okay, so get ready for this. As I say, very aggressive tactics there by Scorpion King and Mars. But you can see there, if you notice, can you see my infantry? I'm doing a surge attack with my infantry at the same time there. Okay, pause the game for a second. As my cavalry comes into the fray, see my cavalry comes into the fray, I'm surge attacking with my infantry as well. So I'm doing a cavalry and infantry, if you like, surge attack on the enemy troops there. Okay, you can see my cavalry charging in there, joining my allies' cavalry there. We're going to smash into that red Roman infantry there. You can see Vicox charging his cavalry in there. Look, bang, as it smashes in there. Oh my gosh, just looking at for a massive cavalry hit there, right into the enemy ranks. Oh my gosh, see the penetration of our cavalry there, our elite cavalry there, and you can see a heck of a lot of the red Roman infantry and cavalry are routing there. You'll notice that both myself and Mars surge attacked with our infantry. Now, can you see here, this is a nice move by Mantu. He's got his general right behind his allies' troops there, and the reason for that is because that general is going to be giving morale bonus to his allies. That's why he's put that unit there. So that's a nice move there by Mantu. Now, if you notice here, remember we talked about Fesen being a new player to Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion. This is a nice move by Fesen. He knows that a flank of an enemy is a weak spot. And can you see there that he's taking his infantry onto the flank of my infantry there? Okay? But you can see here a lot of enemy troops are starting to rout from our cavalry and infantry hit there. As I say, both Mars and myself surge attacked with our infantry as well as our cavalry. Right, you see a lot of enemy troops here are starting to rout. Okay, Antiope's red Roman army is pretty well smashed and crashed there. But look at Mantu's cavalry in wedge formation for that penetration and impact, ready for the downhill charge. And as I say, you can see Fesen here bringing his infantry into the flank of my infantry there, attacking the weak spot of my my army there. So nice move there by Fesen. As I say, the more he plays, the better he'll get. There, you can see him charging in there. But unfortunately, in this particular battle, he was a little bit unfortunate there, as you will see. So pause the game for a second there. So, as I say, nice move there by Fesen, attacking the flank of my infantry. As I say, he knows that the flank and rear of units in this game are the most weak part. Right, here you'll see that I am now, unfortunately for Fesen, going to charge downhill into his engaged infantry. Okay, and also, if I remember correctly, I think Mars is going to pull up the hill a little bit. Okay, wouldn't surprise if he pulled up the hill a little bit and then charged downhill to get the full downhill charge bonus into poor old Fesen's infantry. So if I remember correctly, I think Fesen is going to get hit by 2 lots of cavalry here. But he made a good move in attacking there, so that was a good move there. But as I say, unfortunately for him, there you go, there goes Mars' cavalry, look, and bang, they're smashing in. Can you see my cavalry coming down as well? So poor old Fesen's infantry just got smashed and crashed by a vice attack, a cavalry vice attack there. Pause the game for a second. So Mars came down here. Notice he went up the hill and charged down the hill there to get a full downhill charge bonus there. And you can see my cavalry coming in from the other direction. So poor old Fesen's infantry was sandwich attacked there. Now, this is a nice move by Fesen, getting his cavalry, okay, onto the higher ground. Okay, so he knows now that when he charges downhill, he's going to get the full downhill charge bonus. Okay, so well done to Fesen. As I say, remember, he's a newer player to Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion, so he's just learning the game at the moment. But oh my gosh, here comes Mantu's 19 cavalry units. Yes, 19 cavalry units, downhill charge in wedge formation, and bang! As they smash into our elite cavalry. Just look at that mass of cavalry charging in there. But if you notice there, I'm charging my cavalry in as well to help Scorpion King's Sassanids there, and those Berber cavalry charge has just been broken there. So we've done all right. As I say, here's Fesen making the most of the downhill charge bonus, charging in to our troops. Nice move there by Fesen, as I say, get up on the higher ground and then charge downhill for that downhill charge bonus there. But we're now counter-attacking his cavalry there with infantry. If you notice there, both Mars and myself moving infantry in there to try and counter-attack that cavalry. There you can see all the enemy troops now are routed, and what we do, we chase them down to make sure that they don't rally there. So it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So I thought we did quite well there, bearing in mind it was a 3v4. But as I say, remember that we had extra money there to upgrade our troops, but they had a whole army. As I say, if you look at the battle here, you can see all the dead troops there. You can see where the most intense fighting was there, just by the dead troops there. Just you can see that was where the heaviest fighting was there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. It was a really great battle there, and I was surprised that we got a clear victory. Okay, I was very surprised at that, bearing in mind it was a 3v4 and we had all the map disadvantages like we usually do. So I think the team did well. Unusually, the highest kills in the game goes to myself, Spartan Commander. Very unusual these days for me to get the highest kills, so I was very pleased with that. To manage to get the highest kills. I'm a bit slower now, my reactions are a bit slower, and my concentration not very good, so I'm pleased about that. Well done to Fesen there with his Goth army. He got less than 1,000 kills, but as I say, he is a newer player to both Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion. So as I say, he got less than 1,000 kills, so he'll be a bit disappointed with that, but he's gradually learning the game, so well done to him. Well done to Mantu, experimenting with the Berber faction. I don't think he'll use the Berber faction again, because as I say, that is rated to be the weakest faction on Barbarian Invasion. Well done to Antiope. I thought held very well there against massive attacks by our team. So well done to Antiope, and well done to Vicox as well. Great support all over the battlefield. So well done everybody there. I thought the whole team played well. Well done to Mars. Nice aggressive attacking by him right from the beginning of the battle there. So well done to Mars. Nice support for Scorpion King, bringing his Sassanids across to the flank. And well done to Scorpion King. Now bearing in mind that Scorpion King had no infantry in his army. Look at the kills he got. Second highest kills in the game with no infantry. That just goes to show how tough his cavalry is, and those elite archers of his. So well done to him there. As I say, it was an interesting 3v4 battle. As I say, I know a lot of you like watching the battles on this map, and that's why this is the Battle of Disadvantages Part 6. And as I say, for Team 1 to only have 3 armies against 4 enemy armies on this map, with all the disadvantage that Team 1 got, I thought we did well. Okay, bye for now. See you soon.